Well, good morning internets. Here we are. Have ourselves a start to a cool morning. Just starting to get light out. But again, she's fall. It's going to happen. Pretty soon it'll be dark when I do this. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, today I gotta make a run out and give a bunch of money to a bunch of strangers that really don't deserve it. However, if I don't, they whine, kick, and scream and make a big issue. So, of course, go shut them up for a few more weeks and then everything's okay. Well, over the last couple of days, kind of took a bit of a break from shooting videos, stepped back and did, well, kind of my own thing. Well, now that the long weekend is over, it's time to get back at her and get things going and rolling and well, try to get caught up on what should have been done last week. Well, I have successfully uploaded a bulk drop of videos to VidMe, the new video platform. I don't 100% know how it's going to work out because of the cap that is over there. If that cap was lifted, then well, I could go a lot further, but for right now I'm making do with the space that is given, and I guess it'll be what it is. Well, my vlog goes live over there today, and it actually goes live at 9 o'clock in the morning, where my other vlog goes live on YouTube at like 3 in the afternoon. And the funny part is my videos are getting more views over there in the first couple hours of being live than what they do in the first couple of weeks on YouTube. So I don't know if it's the exposure thing. Obviously, if you're a drop in the bucket of a large pond, you're not going to get noticed. But if you're a drop in the bucket of a smaller pond, you have a more of a chance of getting noticed. So it's probably something like that, where I upload at a specific time. There's not a lot of people uploading over there yet, so there's more exposure to the new uploads. And even though the videos are repeat videos, ones that I've uploaded already, they're still getting views. So it must be new viewers from the site, which is, well, really great. I just need a few more followers and we can get that cap lifted. The demo derby videos will be going over there on VidMe. I'm not sure if I should upload them once more to YouTube and see what happens, but they kind of need to go up somewhere, right? I need to share them with somebody. They need to go up somewhere. We'll have to play that by ear and see it goes. The next bulk drop of uploads that I do, the demo derby videos will be part of that. So I got a couple more days to figure out all that, and then once that's figured out, then, well, it's good to go. If everything goes the way it's supposed to go, there may not be all my content going up to VidMe. However, it will be enough to sustain the channel until I can get that cap lifted. The fire pit videos sure are great for filling in those little leftover segments before you've reached your cap. So I'll put 3 or 4 fire pit videos and it fills those spots where there wouldn't normally be a video for 2 or 3 days until the cap resets and you can do it again. So we'll see how she goes. She's balancing out kind of sort of right now. There may be a day or so where there isn't a video, but we'll play it by ear and whatever happens, happens. Here we are with a little bit of a well, update. Went out this morning, did my running around and stuff that I needed to do. Didn't stop by the Princess Auto like I was planning on doing. They have a flat deck wagon on sale that would work for hauling the weed sprayer around. However, I think it's on sale for like $79.99. However, do I buy it and let it sit till spring, or do I hold off and buy it in the spring, or look for something different, or build something my own? I didn't price out any wheels or anything like that to see how much would actually cost to build one like it, or something that would work similar. So it's kind of one of those things, right? That's even providing that the Princess Auto even has it even on sale, because, or even in stock, because I've had that problem in the past where they have something in their flyer and I go down to get it and they don't got it in stock. It's happened 3 or 4 times, in fact, and it's very frustrating. Well, of course, had a few replies to some of the resumes that I handed out, and they're just generic computerized automated responses that say that at this time you're not the fit that we're looking for the position, or you're not the candidate that we're looking for. Well, that's such a generic response. What do they mean by that? You know, does it mean that you're 40 years old, you're too old for this position, we want somebody younger, even though the younger person doesn't have detailing experience, where you've done detailing and you didn't bleach anybody's interior or wreck anything? You know, you've got a clean driving record. You know, what does it mean? You know, you're an alcoholic or something and we don't want you aboard our team? Like, it's such a generic response that it makes a guy wonder, did they even consider your application? You know, did they just scroll down till they found the first pretty little teenager to hire and hired her, and then away you go? You reach a point in your life where you start to wonder, and things start to become clearer. Things that used to be cloudy or hidden when you were in your younger years, you start to realize things. Maybe that crazy grandpa or that crazy uncle that everybody said wasn't so crazy after all, you know. And you start to realize that the world is not your friend. People aren't your friends. Co-workers aren't your friends. You know, your boss isn't your friend. You know, all that. You're alone. You're alone in this world. If you were to pass out right now from a heart attack, right here in my back driveway, how long would it take you laying here before someone would actually come along to help you, to call an ambulance? You know, the first guy along would take your wallet. The second guy along would probably take your cell phone. You know, the third person along would probably fondle you or something. And about the time you're nice and cold and stiff, then somebody would come along to probably well, call an ambulance to dispose of the body, right? So basically, if you can't help yourself, then there's nobody out there to help you or to do you any favors. And right now, the way the job market is, well, if you don't know anybody in the business, you're not going to get hired, because there's always people that they know, whether they're cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever, that need a job, and they obviously get the first crack at everything. So it is what it is, just generic responses after generic responses, and they can't even take the time to respond to you personally. They just send out their auto reply on their computer. You can tell a real response by a real person from, well, a fake response, and least they could do is have the balls to call a person. You know, it's not like I'm going to cuss them out. It's the most question I'm going to ask them is, why did they pass me up? You know, wasn't my references didn't pan out? Because, well, you know, stuff happens, right? Or, you know, my job history, being some of the jobs that are on my resume are like 10 years old. obviously the supervisors probably won't be the same at some of them jobs. So obviously they may or may not even know who I am. You know, is it the references? Is it other things, you know? Are they looking down on me because I drive a GM and I don't drive a Ford, or what? But you always look at the positive. One thing about not getting a detailer job at a dealership is you won't have to worry about getting yelled at because there's a smudge on a glass or a smudge on a dash or something and you didn't do the detail job perfect. Even though, give it a week, it'll be full of fast food wrappers and dust and it'll look worse than what it does right now. Like I said, I've done detailing in the past. It wasn't fun, but a job's a job. A job can pay the bills. However, it's not worth stressing about if they choose not to see your qualities and pass up somebody else that they can treat like crap for 6 months until they quit. So, I'm going to go inside, do a few more things, maybe fire up the saw, see how it goes, and around we roll. Well, good evening, internets. Here we are. A little bit of an update. Well, the day has been a little bit of a semi-quiet day. Had to refocus a little bit and get things back to where they should have been or need to be. You know, sometimes a bit of a setback like that, a bit of a letdown, you know, gets things a little bit stirred on up. You know, like I mentioned there in the early part of this here vlog, getting that message about not being suitable. Well, what do you mean by not being suitable, right? Because there's nothing wrong with me in terms of the work detail itself and the my ability to do said work. You know, if they filled the position, then send out an email saying that the position has been filled, you know. Something about thanks for trying, better luck next time, not you're not the suitable candidate, because when you say you're not the suitable candidate, then it makes a guy think that there's something wrong with him. You know, it's like saying, oh, that pumpkin's not suitable, you know. Is it not suitable because it's rotten on the inside? Is it not suitable because it's the wrong shape? You know, why isn't it suitable? You know, the wrong color, the wrong shade of orange. You know, like, why isn't it suitable? Instead of just saying, oh, I already bought another pumpkin. You know. But hey, I guess that's why they're the big shots in the fancy offices, wearing the fancy, you know, suits, spending all day playing Farmville or Angry Birds or whatever they do on their computers all day. They get paid to make the big choices that sink or swim their company. In another note, I noticed here this evening, posted again, that one of the companies that let me go is currently looking for another staff to fill the same position that, well, they let me go for. So just for kicks, I applied again. You never know, they might call me, they might not. Maybe they realize, you know, their mistake, or maybe they want to, you know, give me another round for the winter, right? It's the kind of job that I'm sure would be great for the summer, the warm summer months. But for the winter, it's probably be cold, and it probably will be not too much fun, but a lot of people don't want to do it then. If I remember correctly, that ad has been posted twice or so in the last year. Twice or 3 times, I guess you could say. So whoever they hired to replace me has cycled out at least once. Well, currently, of course, just finished making some cuts on the wall downstairs. I got all the wood and everything cut, just have to put it together. Trying to decide if I want to put it together with the air nailer or knock it together with the screws and the electric drill. The air nailer, I gotta haul out the compressor, the nailer, and, you know, stuff like that, where the drill, or the driver I should say, I grab a package of nails, or where the driver, I say, I grab the package of screws, you know, run them in, and then away she rolls, right? So of course, it's kind of one of them things. I know I've been procrastinating on that wall, and I probably should have had her up last week, but sometimes it's kind of hard to stay focused, to find a motivation in getting things done when there's a whole lot of other things going on, and a whole lot of other things to take away your motivation going on as well. And essentially when the wall goes up, that's when it starts to cost me money. And that money would be nice to have this winter. However, that being said, what happens this winter if the furnace quits? You know, then what, right? It's a lot easier for all parties involved, me, the furnace people and such, to have her done now while it's still half warm, than to wait till -40 and to have to do the same work. Plus, maybe having to wait 3 or 4 days for them to order a furnace in as well. So I guess it is what it is, right? At least there'll be a good furnace in this house finally. Well, no real big plans for the evening. Nothing really big on the agenda. You know, if it's a quiet evening, maybe I'll knock together this wall section, get her down. Then tomorrow, I don't believe I got anything on the agenda tomorrow. Work on the insulation and the plywood to go on top of it. And in theory, once the plywood goes on, that's when the furnace guys, I guess, get their call to come and do their job. And once it's done, right? One thing I would recommend anybody, if they ever so choose to buy a house, buying an older home is great and all. For one, it'll save you, or can save you, a couple $100,000 compared to buying a $500,000 starter home. However, that being said, with an older home, you know, there is roof, there is eavesdropping, there is furnace, there is hot water heater, windows, siding, not to mention the numerous other upgrades to the inside of the house that has to be done as well. Where a newer starter home, even one that's only, you know, 15, 20 years old, it shouldn't need a roof as of yet, or furnace, or any of that stuff as of yet. The windows should still be the newer style windows, so you should be okay for another, you know, 15 to 20 years. However, your mortgage payment could be twice as much as what I'm paying for mine. So it's kind of a trade-off on everything. You know, sometimes I think, you know, why did I buy this old home? Why didn't I buy something that was at least built in the 80s, you know, 30 years old or so? But then I get thinking, you know, the areas of town that are 25, 30 years old, the lots are smaller. They're, you know, a newer style of home. However, they had the old wood casement style windows, which need to be replaced now. And, you know, the 25, 30-year-old furnace that is not quite as energy efficient could need to be replaced. And such. I wouldn't have the back alley access, nor would I really have the 9-stall or 9-vehicle driveway like I do, the space I do, and my mortgage payment would be more a month. And when you're going through a little bit of crunch time, if you want to call her that, you know, the cheaper your mortgage, the better. Then that way there's no issues with stuff. And as long as you can pay your bills and make your mortgage, you know, it's all well, right? Plus, I'm the kind of guy that's a bit of a tinkerer. I would like to have projects and stuff. So having the perfect home that didn't need anything ever done to it, I think would drive me crazy, because I couldn't tinker. I couldn't build, you know, paint or remodel or whatever, because all that would have already been done or not needing to be done. So buying the older home kind of works all in all parties involved. Saves you money, gives me a project, and well, it is what it is, right? But pretty much gonna go inside, probably crack open a beverage or two, see how she goes for this evening, and around we roll. Well, good evening, internets. Here we are. We come to the end of another day. Well, it's been a good day, as always. You know, it's kind of one of them things. It's how you make it. There's always going to be things come into your life that you'd rather not come into your life. And there's always going to be hurdles and stuff. And it's basically how you roll with the punches is how, well, your day works out. You know, sometimes it's nice to shut her down and hide away, stay inside the house for a week or two, and don't go anywhere except, you know, down the back alley to walk the dog. And however, that doesn't get anything done. That doesn't work in out in favor or anything. You know, sometimes you gotta face your problems, get out there, deal with them, and come out the other side. Even though the outcome may or may not be what you're expecting, the outcome might go a different way or be a different way, but again, that's the future, right? You know, it was a good run while it lasted, and well, if it changes, it changes. All I know is, well, if and when it does change, it'll definitely be a big one, and there'll be a lot of adjustment going on, and well, there might even be a big adjustment, as in maybe even a relocation as well. But we'll have to see how it goes and play it by ear. The future's unknown. You never know, I could receive a phone call tomorrow and essentially everything gets back to normal. Or it could be a cold, miserable, drawn out winter, trying to make do with what you got, and come the summer, it won't be much of anything anyway. You know, like I've said in other vlogs, when the economy is slow, kind of like it is now, to sell items doesn't really make much sense, because you're not going to get what you need out of them. Remember, we do have a fan mail box for all your correspondent needs. Write me a letter, I will write you one back. And remember, we do have social media as well. The links are all down below. You know, follow, join, tweet, all that good stuff. If you can, go over to VidMe and check me out over there. Link is down below as well. If you could follow, that would be great as well. Help me to get over that. Help me to get over that 50 follower limit. And then, of course, we can start uploading all the videos that I want to upload, instead of filtering through and only uploading what, well, I'm allowed to upload. But it is what it is. The future's unknown, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.